So yeah, the altitude will be interesting. I mean, it's one way of getting over the hump, I guess, is, you know, go to 6,000 feet or whatever it is. But I think it'll be a matter of games, not weeks, that I feel good and that our players feel good about the overall wind and conditioning.
Will that affect your rotation in those 2 games? Like, are you going to like limit guys? Like
well,
30?
We'll see. I mean, it's really more based on what I'm seeing. Yeah, I would say there's a good chance of that with some guys. Other guys maybe not as much. We don't know if Andre's going to play. He didn't practice today, so he'll be questionable. If he doesn't play, that really affects everything. But you know, we'll play a lot of people like we usually do.
Steve, other than the third quarter, you be held to the third half, 30% of the first half. Yeah.
36 overall.
36 overall. Are you overall happy with your defense except for that? Aside from that,
the fouling was something that we were not happy with. Too many free throws, especially in the first half. Overall, the defense was good. We sort of got knocked back on our heels to start that third. They brought more competitive juice to the game, and I was happy the way we responded. But all in all, the defense was pretty solid for the most part.
How long does it take usually into a season to kind of figure out the rotation that you want to use? You said you're going to go kind of by feel for the first few games. Is that normal?
Just depends. You know, a year ago we had the exact same team as the year before, pretty much, and so we had the same rotation. You know, center by committee. Start Zaza, go move on to JaVale and David, and so this year is brand new with the center position especially, and so there'll be a little more mix and match and feel for it, and I think we'll have to develop our identity, kind of reestablish our identity a little bit, both, you know, as a group and in certain units. You remember last year our second group would come in, we'd play through David West on the poles. We've been doing that for 2 years, so a little different now. So what can we hang our hat on? What can we execute? Who's going to be out there? And those are all early season goals and questions that are all part of the process this year.
Along those lines, do you want Clay to offensively anchor that second unit, or was that just a byproduct of feeling it out?
Well, he'll be, you know, he'll be important for us, and obviously, you know, he didn't have his best night. He had some looks that he'll normally make, and he will make. But some of it could be more rotational on my part. We mix and match a little bit differently. We'll see. You know, we like to play Steph the whole first quarter. I imagine we'll get to that. So we'll see if we end up kind of staggering guys a little bit more and trying to find different combinations. But we'll explore a lot of things these first couple of weeks.
Is that fun at all? I mean,
it is. Yeah.
It seemed like that was kind of the way I thought going into the season. You reinvigorate some stuff, having to figure it out on the fly. As a coach, you get enjoyment out of it.
It's a lot of fun. One of the best things about coaching is that each team is unique to itself. Sometimes you get a similar group like last year where there's a lot of carryover, so there's not as much of an adjustment, but most years there's a new dynamic and things you have to sort through and figure out, and players have to figure out. That's one of the things that makes it fun and challenging.
Will DeMarcus be on every road trip?
He's going on this one, and I imagine, but I wouldn't guarantee it. There may be a one-game trip where maybe he's better off staying and getting work here, but the plan is for him to travel.
Do you have any time? I think it was like 4 weeks media day. It sounds. I think that's right around where we are. Is there any type of like firm update on the market?
No, I mean he's doing well, and he's increasing his running, but he's not working with the team right now. So he's still doing individual stuff with Rick and the training staff, and a lot of court work. But he got all that done before we even sat down for film this morning at 11. So he's doing it more individually.
Steve, after that, after the night, you guys come in the third quarter.
obviously, they went after you, they come after you, they take the lead. Somewhere in that stretch there, I noticed that there were a few possessions without a single pass.
Yeah.
And after one, I saw you get off the bench. After the other one, I saw you call timeout after they scored. Now I'm thinking Andre probably would have been in there somewhere at some point because things are going kind of haywire. But what's your message to the team when you go through a stretch like that where the ball starts sticking like that?
The message is, we got to execute, and we've got to recognize the times when we need to execute. There's a feel for this stuff, and a lot of that is on me too. I watched the tape and I thought I should have stopped the action and called a play right here. So that's a feel thing for our players and for me. But generally, if you have 3 straight turnovers, you want to execute, you want to get the ball moving side to side. So you have a few pet sets that kind of settle the team down, and we didn't do that the other night. But it's game 1, so. We're going to get better with that. We talked about it today, and I think we'll be much more settled and focused here coming up.
What bothers you more, the turnovers or the 0 pass possessions?
The turnovers, because we don't even get a shot on a turnover. And 0 pass possessions, we actually have a lot of successful ones because we get a rebound and we go and somebody pushes it all the way to the hoop and scores. I want that. Steph gets an outlet in the backcourt, pulls up from 3, or KD, or play. Those are great possessions. So the passing totals don't always tell the story, but circumstantially they do. And I didn't think we recognized circumstances well the other night when we needed execution, when we needed the ball to move. We resorted too much to over-dribbling.
Daniel Jones with 1 game under his belt at the start already. What do you think were going to be the biggest challenges for him moving forward in this season?
I think the biggest challenge for DJ is just seeing the patterns in front of him that he's going to see night after night. Defensively, offensively, he's doing great. Defensively, he's done some really good things, but he's seeing different pictures. Certain sets that teams run. Everybody runs stuff that's designed to put the defense in a predicament. Pull the center away from the rim, pin away for a great shooter, and he's got to be in the lane patrolling, but he also has to get out to a shooter. Those are difficult schemes to recognize and understand, but every game he's going to get better and better.
Steve, you mentioned each team is unique and whatnot. What do you see from the Nuggets and the Suns as you guys go on this road trip? What's kind of the scouting report?
Jazz first, and then Denver after that. I think both teams are really, really interesting young clubs. I mean, Utah showed what they could do last year, getting to the second round of the playoffs and really faring well. Great defensive team. They got a rising star in Donovan Mitchell and a well-coached team. And Denver was one of the great stories last year as well, with coming within a game of making the playoffs. A lot of young talent. Jokic, kind of being that center in that wheel. All the great passes he makes with the cutters around him. So really good test for us on the road at altitude with 2 rising coming teams.
Ron was talking about how he picked up jiu-jitsu this offseason. Have you noticed anything about him that's different coming into this season? Did you feel like he had a good productive summer?
Had a great summer. He looks great. For the second summer in a row, he's really put his body in a position to perform at a high level. And as I said the other day, he's been our best big in camp, and I thought he had a fantastic game 1. So he's just gained more confidence. He's more talkative. He'll speak up in meetings. He knows he belongs, and that's really a key time in every player's career. And you might make it the first couple of years, but you don't really feel like you belong. He knows he belongs now, and he's gonna have a long career, very productive one.
What does his ability to maybe just pop out and hit that 15-foot jumper? It just looks like his offensive game has developed just a little bit more going into this year. What does that do for the flow of the offense?
Well, if that's the shot that the game is demanding, you got to take it. Same with Jordan Bell. Doesn't mean you always take it. If it's early in the clock and you think you can get a better one, then you keep moving it, or you run a dribble handoff with one of our other guys or whatever, but you know, you've run a couple of actions in the offense, the ball pops to you, you're open, there's 8 seconds on the shot clock, take it. That gives you a chance for it to go in. It's also more likely you're going to get an offensive rebound because the offense is in flow and you've made the defense move. So it's a feel thing for Kevon and Jordan, when to take and when not to.
How have you felt about Jacob Evans' progress, and what would you like to see him work on right now?
He's just a rookie. He's learning about the NBA. He's figuring it all out. I think he's got a chance to be an excellent defensive player. You know, I think every player in this league needs to find a niche, needs to have something to hang his hat on. Jacob has a chance to be an excellent defender, and he's got a good feel offensively. He can handle the ball. He's kind of a combo guard. So, you know, I think for him, it's just a matter of, just like Damian a couple of years ago, and Loon and Jordan. A rookie year's tough, you know, but you learn and you work every day, and then you come back the second year, you're a much better player.
Given the wing situation, is there a chance that we get a little trial by fire for Evans this weekend?
You know me. I'm going to throw everybody out there at some point, and if Andre's not playing, you know, you'll see Alfonso out there a little bit more too. And, whatever the game calls for, but I'm not afraid to put anybody out there.
Steve, we're talking about the team that had 125,000 for a select player for the one and done guy. There's a really big a one and done guy who was coming out of high school would get 125,000 as a select player to just play against what would be as a one and done guy. How do you feel about that?
I didn't know that, so I'd like to know more detail and kind of a big deal. Who's selecting? Who's saying that guy's going to make that?
I think it'll be on purpose. Like if he's a top high school player.
I know, but somebody's got to name him a top high school player.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's a little, you know, there'll be some decision making amongst the whether it's the NBA or NCAA. I don't know how it works. I assume it's the NBA. But, that's interesting.
But if you were to you had a plan, what would you kind of do for this in the one and done way?
I mean, the first thing is the G League is getting better and expanding every year. If I were the NCAA, I would allow somebody to go back to school after declaring for the draft if they didn't like the results. I don't see any harm in that. And then the players should have plenty of options, you know, going to the G League, going to Europe. I'd like to see one and done. I'd like to see you know, players able to come out of high school. I didn't feel that way 7, 8 years ago, but I think the G League is so strong now that I think we can do these players a service, the ones who don't want to go to school but want to make some money and want to develop their games. I think the G League is suited well for that. But the details, it's not quite my lane, so I'll stay out of it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.